Good morning, YouTube. Hope everyone is doing well. Super excited for today. Been on an uptrend recently, so hoping to continue that. Just want to share my analysis before market open real quick. We have about 3 minutes till NY open, and the reason I trade NY open is because that's when volume kicks in, and as a breakout trader, which is myself, I trade support and resistance and also trend line breaks, and that is ideal when there's volume in the market. So real quick, let me actually just pull up the time. We have about 2 minutes till market open, but I'll be looking to take impulse entries on US 30 right off the gun because we have this trend line break and support break, and then resistance above 44.252, only because we've been on a little bit of an uptrend as of recently. So that's that. NASDAQ, I'll be looking for candle closures above 21.781 and sells beneath 21.741, only on a 15 and 30 minute candle closure. And then for S&P ES, same thing. I'll be looking for candle closures above 68.6 and candle closures below 60.73. So that's what I'll be looking for. We'll see what happens. Just pulling up the official time here. So I won't be taking any type of impulse entries on ES. I'm going to wait for candle closures, but if we do see a good impulse entry on US 30, which is the Dow Jones, that's what I'll be taking. So I'll just be observing both markets. US 30 looks like it's already pushing down. Market is open. Gonna stay patient with ES. Wait for that candle closure. So if we want to go ahead and look at US 30 right here, which is where I would take impulse entries right off the gun. Just remove this to make it cleaner. I'm open to sells for a small position. Let's see what NASDAQ's doing. NASDAQ's pushing down a bit. US 30 is giving us a push up. So I won't be taking these buys if we break resistance because it's pushed up so much. I would want to wait for candle closure. Same thing with NASDAQ. S&P seems to be stuck. For some reason, I think US 30 looks like it's about to break this high. I'm going to just go in with a smaller position sizing. We have about 3 minutes till this 5-minute candle closure. So ideally, what I'm looking for on US 30 is a close right below 44.256, and then the next 5-minute candle continuing to push up. Just hoping it'll stay within this range. So that's the play on US 30, just waiting for that 5-minute candle to close. Um, looks like NASDAQ could be preparing for sells, but I would want candle closure on the 15-minute time frame for NASDAQ. Just give it more confirmation that we're going to get out of this channel. S&P doesn't have clean range anywhere. You see these, I'm not comfortable taking any type of position on SPX, S&P, ES, whatever you want to call it. But US 30 is what I will be looking at right at 9:35. So this will be our first position for the day. Let's just do 0.2 lots. So the reason I'll be taking this position is, as you can see on the 30-minute time frame, we've been making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And because we've been on an uptrend on the higher time frame and also on the 15-minute time frame, and then lastly, where we're going to be taking our position on the 5-minute, we actually have 3 consecutive time frames going in the same direction, which gives it a higher probability to continue that way and take a position. So we have about 45 seconds until this 5-minute candle closes. What we'll be looking for is this candle closure above 44,251, a wick down, and then a continuation up. I think that would be the ideal position. So we have 10 more seconds until candle closure. Whether it's going to stay in this range or close above 44,251, I'll be taking a position. So there's the candle closure. Now we're looking for a wick down. There's the wick down. So if we break this high at 44,260, then I'll be taking an impulse buy. NASDAQ seems to be pushing up. SPX is pushing up. Let me actually. Yeah, it's looking pretty decent too. I think I'm gonna try buys on US 30 if we see this continue to push up right here. Making it a little bit smaller, not too confident with the look of it. But we'll try buys on US 30. We're in for our first position of the day. Let's go ahead and remove this. So what we saw here is a wick down and a break above resistance, continuation up. I think we'd probably look for a 1-to-1. It's pushing up so far. Good start. Let's look at it on the 15 minute. 15 minute looks very good. It's 9:38. I think if we can close in a minute and a half above this resistance of 44.252, around that area, I think US 30 will play out perfectly. So just staying patient, letting the market do its thing. Let's take a look at ES. Like I said, we'll be looking to take buys on the 15-minute closure on ES. But we should be out of this US 30 trade in the next 5 minutes. It's either going to continue pushing up or it's just going to fake us out. So hoping US 30 doesn't fake us out. Let's just look at this market right here. ES is looking prime for buys. I believe the Dow Jones US 30 is what's impacting it to go up. So keep an eye on this. Okay. All right. We've got we're on the 9:40 a.m. candle. This is looking like a good trade. ES is pushing up as US 30, the Dow Jones is pushing up. So I think I'm going to go for a 1-to-1, 50 points on US 30. I don't really see it slowing down. We really do need this 15-minute candle to close above 44.253. If not, we could be looking at a fake out. So we've got 3 minutes until candle closure. Just hoping we can close above that level, but it's trying. So for anyone just joining here, what we looked for is a wick down on the 5-minute time frame and a continuation up. We took an impulse entry. We're hoping we don't get faked out. We're waiting for the 15-minute candle to close. That's going to give us evidence if we're going to continue to push up. Right now, NASDAQ looks like it's pushing up. US 30 is trying to stay above this level. Let's just drink some coffee. Maybe we need some coffee for the market to push up. Come on, US 30. Just give us one very good push up. We've got one more minute until the 15-minute candle closes. And I think the probability is very high that we're going to hit at least a 1-to-1 if this 15-minute candle closes above resistance here at 44,251. So what I'm going to be looking for right here to hit our target for the day is a close above 44,252, a wick down on the 15-minute, and then a continuation on the way up to about 44,317. I'll probably close 80 to 90% and let the rest run to see if we can have a runner. Since we've had actually 3 consecutive time frames going in the correct direction. We have the 30-minute, the 15-minute, and the 5-minute going in the same direction. So there's the 15-minute candle closure. Like I said, looks like we are green light to go up. S&P looks better as well, but just focusing on this right now. So every time I'm in a trade, I ask myself, what is the probability that it will go down as opposed to the probability that it will go in your direction? And if the probability is greater that it'll go in your direction, then you should have more confidence in holding the trade. I mean, you have different confirmations. You can look at candle closure, higher time frames. Higher time frames give you a stronger confirmation. Structure, the trend, whether it's an uptrend or downtrend, and consecutive time frames. So that sort of thing. But looks like we're on our way to a target 1 on US 30. Okay, we'll be looking to take profit here. I'll probably take, let's just take that. So there you go. We closed some profit at a 1-to-1. I'm going to go for a 1-to-2, 100 points, just because we've had, like I said, 3 consecutive time frames. The 30-minute, the 15-minute, and the 5-minute all trending bullish. That's the reason I am holding this for a 1-to-2 with about 20% running. If it was a counter trade, I would just close out fully. So it's important to remember that everything in trading is situational based on the cards you have been given in the day. So you got US 30 pushing. We've got NASDAQ staying in that channel. I'm probably going to place stops to below this blue line, which was previous resistance. And then I'm going to be looking at ES for a position. US 30 looks like it's might hit stop loss right here for our last 20%. Just gonna wait for that. So it looks like we took profit perfectly on US 30, but it could still keep going up. It's trying to. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. So here's the thing, and this is just me observing the last couple of days. If NASDAQ breaks and closes above 21,781 and continues up for clean range up to 21,928, around that area, and if we have US 30 recover and continue its uptrend, I think the S&P will break this resistance. So that is my hypothesis. So two confirmations. We've got US 30 recovering, going up. We have NASDAQ looking like it's about to break resistance. So that gives me more confidence that ES will close above 61.18, wick down, and then continue to push up. So I think that will be the position on ES. So just to repeat, we have NASDAQ about to break its previous resistance to continue its way up with a whole bunch of clean range until about 21,948. We have US 30, or the Dow Jones, looking like it's going to recover and continue its way up to higher highs, just because we've had 3 consecutive time frames going in the same direction, uptrend, the 30-minute, 15, and 5, which will help ES or the S&P close above 61.18. So I think I'm going to go 3 contracts long. It's 952. If this 5-minute candle closes above 61.18, I will be taking 3 contracts long to fill its clean range to the left inside to about 61.32 is our target. We do have President Trump speaking at 11 a.m., so I'll be out of any position 10 minutes, at least 10 to 15 minutes before the event. See what NASDAQ's doing. NASDAQ is trying to break out. US 30 is trying to continue its way up. So it looks like NASDAQ is what's preventing ES or SPX to fill this gap right here. If NASDAQ can just recover just a little bit, we'll have the green light. So there's the 9:55 candle close. We're going to be waiting for the 10 a.m. volume now. So take a look at this. We have ES pushing down, and we have US 30 still trying to continue its way up. But what's holding us back, in my opinion, is NASDAQ. NASDAQ right now is stuck in this channel, and we need NASDAQ to push above 21,781 so we can fill this gap right here. But other than that, US 30 is still performing well. So we're going to need that 10 a.m. volume push. So looking at ES, I would be open to taking impulse buys on the 5-minute right at 10 a.m., hoping the 10 a.m. volume will allow us to push above this resistance and fill this gap right here. Come on, NASDAQ. Do something. US 30 still stuck. NASDAQ's stuck. I think we're going to hit higher highs on the Dow Jones. I'm not sure what we're going to see on NASDAQ. I'm just hoping 10 a.m. will bring volume and allow it to push, because that's what's holding us back from taking a position on SPX or ES. Okay, we have about 30 seconds until the 10 a.m. volume comes. What we'll be looking for on ES is a close above 61.18, and then a wick down on the 5-minute candle, and then a continuation up to fill this clean range on the left-hand side to potentially 61.32. But I'll be closing profits at a 1-to-1. My stop loss is 5 points. Candle closed. So right now, NASDAQ staying in that channel. We have US 30 trying to stay above its previous resistance. Trying. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it doesn't look like buys are going to play out on ES, at least just yet. I mean, we're falling back into the range. Can't really see any. Yeah, I don't see any sell scenario here unless we break and close below 61.03 on the higher time frame. So I think what we're going to do is stay patient, hopefully get one more trade in on ES. But as of now, we'll just watch how this US 30 position plays out, if we're going to get stopped out with the remaining 10%, or we're just going to continue reaching higher highs. NASDAQ looks like it's about to break support. That's interesting. Yeah, look at that. Yep. Okay. Right. Just keeping an eye on ES on my phone and watching this last 10% play out on US 30. We already took about 90% profit right at a 1-to-1, fortunately, and now just letting the rest run. Always happy to have a win on the day, for sure. I think NASDAQ's crashing. Yep. So US 30 looks like it's recovering on its way to higher highs. NASDAQ's recovering, okay. Okay. That's giving us some green lights for this ES trade. What time is it? 10:07. Computer's about to die. I'll just get a charger. Okay, so US 30 on its way up to 44,369. It is, we're breaking all-time highs right now actually on US 30. So we'll be closing out at a 1 to 2 with my last 20% here. We need NASDAQ. We need volume to push NASDAQ up. What are you doing, NASDAQ? Come on, Tesla. Come on, NVIDIA. What are you doing? Tesla, NVIDIA, Apple, all of those holdings in NASDAQ. People need to buy more iPhones, maybe. Just give us a push. Probably, maybe if we buy like, 20 million more iPhones around the world, we can fill this gap right here, which will allow me to take this ES trade for clean range until 61.32. So, consumer spending, come on, let's get it. What am I doing? Let's go Apple. Let's go Bitcoin. Let's go Tesla. I'm actually not live trading next Monday because I'm going to be in North Cali. Taking a trip. Going to be starting in San Francisco, making my way over to Napa Valley, and then to Lake Tahoe. I'm going to be on a hot air balloon ride on Monday at 7 a.m., so that's the only day I'm not going to be live. Maybe I'll be trading on that hot air balloon, who knows. I think that would be super cool content, making profit on a hot air balloon. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Just kind of bored. Nothing's pushing. Trump's about to speak. We have like 50 minutes. Come on, NASDAQ. Push. It's got work to do. US 30. Just keep pushing. I've got work to do. Trump has to speak at 11. Let's see. Okay, we're just gonna chill. I got nothing. All right. Okay. Okay. NASDAQ. All right. I would think because Trump is speaking at 11 a.m., the markets are just going to push up. So we'll see. we're just gonna stay here. We're gonna stay here. We're gonna enjoy the coffee. Just wait for this 15-minute candle to close. Pray that people around the world will buy more iPhones and MacBooks so that we can fill this range to the left inside to about 6132. Maybe Elon Musk will put out a tweet out there that he's discounting his Tesla truck for 50% off today, which will push NASDAQ up, which will push ES up. I think that would be good. Okay, here's the game plan once again. The Dow Jones has broken. Here's the game plan. The Dow Jones has broken 44,255, which is its all-time high. We have broke and closed above 44255 on the higher time frame, both the 15-minute and 30-minute time frame, for a continuation up. We're looking at NASDAQ trying to break its high with volume, and then the S&P is being held back by NASDAQ. Okay, we're just gonna wait. I'm done talking. I've got nothing to say. Nothing to do. I think I know what's happening here. There's no volume because everyone's waiting for President Trump to speak right at 11 a.m. So I'll probably close this position 15 minutes before he speaks, maybe 20 minutes before he speaks. And then I might be taking another trade in the afternoon, probably around 2 or 4. See if the market presents itself with an opportunity. All right, I'm gonna get off stream here. Like I said, I've got about just 10% running. We'll be probably closing out this position at a 1 to 2 if we reach it before President Trump speaks at 11 a.m. But if not, then I'll be closing it at around 10:40. So thank you again for tuning in, and I'll be back on tomorrow.